All right, welcome, welcome. How y'all doing? I got a special cool guest here today. Speaking not live for the first time because you've been on one of our Sound Path to Freedom watch parties and all that. Roderick, how you doing, brother, out there in Texas, man?
Pretty awesome, just really living life to the fullest, just really continue to be more operating to your thoughts in a new good way. In Texas, the weather is pretty nice and just enjoying the weather and just be enjoying the things that I really am planning for to do in 2026. Yes, sir.
26 in the mix. You got that fire for that fire horse?
Yes,
Sparking
sir.
off some good creativity and all that stuff in your area and whatnot. And what do you got going on? Because, yeah, you kind of transmit whatever kind of streams of consciousness you got going on your channel on Rumble or on Instagram as well, I believe. And I forget if you upload your stuff on YouTube, but yeah, man, I know you're trying to put the good messages out there and just be living in alignment and all that stuff. And I like the way you wanted to title this discussion. So looking forward to that. And so yeah.
Yes, sir, indeed. So I do believe in consciousness is how the way you look at things as a reflective, and then there's the other way of conscience too. It's like the more you do good mentally, spiritually, and physically as well, it seems like you are living in the same world that basically repeats itself. When you start to just like, the more you definitely change, breaking that cycle, the no longer things will not be the same.
Yeah, because there's a lot of negative feedback loops and cycles that, yeah, we got to break the chains of that within ourselves and generationally, societally, and all that stuff. So, yeah, I take the title of this, consciousness in motion, kind of like moving at the speed of life and maneuvering through the matrix and trying to make more sense of out of way beyond the senselessness that we're all conditioned to just enduring in this the shit stems, if you will, right? So yeah, I'm
Yes,
kind of
sir.
curious to how you kind of hone and tune your art of the craft, your way of life, and all that stuff in regards to just that consciousness in motion, right? So yeah.
Yes, and you gotta have that light speed pace as well. You just gotta have that fast pace of life and still be in motion, basically. And you can calculate it and like through your thoughts, whatever, you know. And then you basically don't need anything at all. The things will definitely come to you. It's like opportunities are definitely flowing left to right, even though you are the opportunity, you can achieve something and accomplish things, whatever you're creating or manifesting or speak it may not come right away, but it definitely comes unexpectedly in the divine time. It's when you definitely, like you do have that motion so far and so forth.
Yeah, brother, and you definitely touched on the mental aspects of kind of like mind mapping. Where we're trying to go in life, what's our purpose, and what do we want to do? What exactly, what kind of position do we want to have ourselves in? And we have to go forth from there. Stemming from the seeds of thought and all that stuff, right? Taking it back to the first cosmic law principle, like a hermetic stuff, right?
Exactly. You ain't lying about that. And then I basically looked at it on what content that you basically been making, and then it basically touching me of how I see life or how you definitely represent it. And I was like, wow, Derek, it's not even lying. Then I've been really checking out one of your mixes all the time, then it's been really like changing the way I view about life. And I listen to it before I go to bed sometimes. And then I've been basically having these dreams about it. Then you basically start to see that will impact in your real life, whatever. So it's like whether you're definitely dreaming about something very lucid, and then it definitely turns out to be in real life. But some of it does, and then it kind of be like about no coincidence and synchronized way. That's how you really do walk in that motion consciously.
Fuck yeah, brother. I really, yeah, appreciate what you said and yeah, the kind words and just yeah, how you've benefited from any of my work and all that stuff, the music mixes and all that stuff. And yeah, I feel like, and that's kind of like the desired effect. It's like there's so much whack ass shit on repeat over and over and over again. Where are the more positive frequencies that people can tune into and that kind of stuff? And so it might feel like a drop in the ocean, but if it touches one soul, it's like, man, that's fucking cool, yo. Even if it's my own
Yeah.
or one other person, it's just yeah, it's good to hear any kind of positive feedback and all that stuff. So yeah, brother. Thank you.
And you're very, very welcome. And then I support everything that you are doing, and we definitely need people like that now these days because we are looking for those who really want to work and be busy, not doing it for the money. You just really want to keep yourself moving so you can boost your longevity and stuff. And then I really do like to find people who are just like you so we can definitely can make some difference and then become a ruler with our reality. And then I really do like conscious people like that. Then I've been talking to some of them on social media. Then it's been definitely impacting my life, that we are not alone and we really do want to find like woken, conscious people that really want to endure to the end and stuff while this crazy wickedness going on everywhere. So we don't have to do none of it, but we are here to wake up and helping other people that really want to look for answers. The Bible can get there as well to look for answers. And then you can look for answers inside of you as well, the more you definitely got to examine your life and yourself.
Word, yeah. So you're out in Dallas, Fort Worth. Sorry, Fort
DFW.
Worth, Texas, not Dallas, but fuck. It sounded like cliche. I was thinking about some kind of sports commentator. Anyways, there's some cool cats out in Texas, and yeah, it'd be cool if you guys. It's a big ass state, I know that, but yeah, I gotta say what up to Soul Expression, who's out. Fuck, I forget where. Like, not Houston, maybe San Antonio, but yes, it's interesting. Just like the middle of America and that kind of stuff, and I'm kind of curious as to because it does seem like a cool place to live, and it seems like there's a variety of different people and backgrounds and that kind of stuff. So, kind of curious of like how you've been able to like consciously navigate that environment for the best and the worst. Like the good sides and the bad or whatever that's around you.
Yeah, and that's definitely true. And then I definitely see it every single day. And then the more you see right through it, then it could definitely can be a reflection of you wherever you go type things. And then what you was talking about definitely had got me the chills as well because it definitely have that strong personality of what you're definitely speaking on. And then I'm just like, I'm definitely not the only one, basically, because it's like when your presence and your essence become very stronger, then that is how you would definitely will relate to some things, but not like related, like resonating type stuff.
Yeah, for
Mhm.
sure. So what kind of
Excuse me.
questions would you like me to ask you?
I think I got a question. So, what makes you very aware every day that you basically channeling to that Kundalini, but I don't know that you really do support about Kundalini type stuff, or whether you feel like drained a little bit, but you definitely feel more like calmer. It's kind of like way more deeper than just your blood pressure type stuff, but you start to be feeling very more aware with some things instead. So like you would become what you think, whether you think about a rabbit, then it just be right there right in front of you and stuff like, but it'd be kind of like bizarre type things, then you would be having that sense about everything when you definitely go into another dimension and another frequency. And then so whether you are definitely recovering, oh man, you would definitely feel more like different.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And I've seen some things in regards to people's Kundalini awakenings and that kind of stuff. Spoke to like a couple people, not that many, but I've never really had. Oh, where'd he go? uh, in the meantime, while he comes back, I'll just say that yeah, like there's elements like Kundalini, those energies, and the serpentine, like going up your spine, that kind of stuff. That might be fine and all that. Yet, that's one of many different energies we could be working with. And for me, in regards to what you mentioned with the Kundalini, I was saying that I'm not one to like bypass that. I don't feel like I've had like that kind of like serpentine energy within me. It's more been from that heart spark, that heart based intelligence, that heart core intelligence, more or less. And that's always been like my drive. And maybe that's just my, you know, makeup and templating, if you will, in regards to having a lot of fire in my chart and being a Leo and but balancing it out with my ascendant with Libra rising and that kind of stuff. So uh, I've had a lot of conviction and I've had to hold a lot of it in check because it's not always aligned to proper truth and and knowledge or wisdom. So voila.
Yeah, I can get what you're saying. So it definitely makes perfectly sense, stuff like that. But that's good that you definitely raising up your energy like all the way through. And then same as me as well. It's like your body and hormones and stuff like that are definitely changing like recently. The more you get older and stuff like that, then I basically be hearing it from like younger ages as well. Then the more you get older, you will start to just like realizing that you can definitely can be in charge with your life. Like you can definitely don't have to go to other worlds, but you are definitely okay with your own world, your own company, So this 3D dimension and stuff like that, I am so happy that I definitely got to see all the way through it. And then I'm definitely like channeling to all dimensions and stuff and then still live in the same world, So nothing new and changes, but you can definitely can make a new you change yourself. Then so stuff like that, then that's how I definitely walk in motion and stuff like that. The more you definitely crystallize yourself, whatever.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
so you're talking about the multidimensionality of things. Are you really? You're talking about like being connected to your higher self and that kind of stuff, and being connected to multiple realms, yet still like anchored here in the 3D. Because this is a very high spiritual realm that people kind of just seem to overlook and that kind of stuff. Because there's some hard lessons to learn. Like shit is dense out here, and we gotta figure out how to properly have that consciousness in motion, whether it be with the tides of the ocean, whether that be distorted or not, in regards to the moon, in that you know false placement, via Saturn Moon Matrix and all that jazz anyways, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Yes, sir. Very good thing too. The more you definitely looked at it. So I do believe in that type of stuff, what you're saying, like higher stuff and stuff, but you definitely want to look for deeper, as I could say, like you want to go deep the rabbit hole. It's like, what is life? Like, why am I here? What do I really want to do? And stuff like that. And like, I know that I am not being left behind or missing out. Like, this is just the beginning of where you at. And then, so I was listening to it about a week or two when you definitely hit 30. So I'm 31. Then, so this is just the beginning of that life right now about what you really want to assume, but not like law of assumption, whatever, like law of attraction. I do believe in that stuff, but I really want to find the other way, like deeper and stuff. Like, just really put more things into my brain, what you definitely can feed and let go of all like old toxins of your patterns and beliefs, like you really want to fit in like new, like whatever. So that's how I really can see like when you hit into your 30s, you would definitely will have a beginning life. That's why I really believe and stuff. The more you get older and older. And then things will be making so much sense now and know that it's not right.
Yeah, because it's around that age, especially for men, that Saturnian return and like picking the pieces up from that, could take a couple of years or whatever. It depends on every individual's process and recognition of that, even right. So yeah, people talk about that midlife crisis. That's kind of what that is, and it hits the people and. Some people don't always cash in their reality checks or whatever the heck, right? So yeah, not paying proper respect, respectare, looking back once again, my friend, to themselves and being able to be comfortable looking at themselves in the mirror, first and foremost, and just stripping themselves down naked and like, who are you? What do you really know? How much about me do I really, all this stuff. So yeah, man, it's like we can get into all this, astral projection stuff, but if people ain't really grounded on who they really are in a 3D on a 3D level, then it's just like there seems to be some bypassing or some shit like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's about that moving at the speed of life and not being pretentious or, overzealous with, who you actually are and not cosplaying to some shit that you fucking learned and being all super stellar when it's like, hey, we're all still human at the same time. It's like, but how much experience have we actually had in these other etherical realms or whatever, you know what I mean? How much of our memory do we can we recall from those experiences, whether it be the lucid dreaming or whatever, And I'll admit, I'm very bad at remembering dreams and all that stuff. So yeah. Yeah. What do you think about that?
It definitely can. Sorry, go ahead. And so items can be very hard to remember. Then I have a feeling it's like the only thing what's the important dream is when you definitely remember it as well, whether you write it down or whether you just thinking about it every day. And when you listen to some songs about that as well, the only music that you like that can really can better your day or whatever the case may be, then you start to like feel of what it says. But maybe it talk about you, or maybe it talk about to the future that you are definitely heading as well. So whether you start to feel any certain way about tones and frequencies and stuff, and then you start to feel more secure about things, but the more you definitely got to channel that. So I'm definitely ready. So I love reality checks because reality checks really does gives me the longest time, like from my childhood, teenhood, and my adult. And then I'm happy that I've been really going through some terrible stuff and stuff like that. But the more you definitely the child of God, basically, that had really care about you from the beginning, and then you just know that you're basically not alone in this here, and then you basically find others who are definitely like you, but you do like your separation, not in a bad way, but you really do want to isolate, whether you want to help yourself, like going from within, whether you really want to clean things up, sweep things up, whether you want to stay in the house to ground your energy and stuff, or whether you want to focusing on deep breathing. So I love deep breathing every single day because not because it gives you like so much oxygen, it makes you just to have that life force and like to have that intensity in you. Then you start to feel more secure and better about things, you know. So that really do boosts up your nervous system in a good way. Then so you start to feel calm all of a sudden. So now you basically don't look like you go through a lot no more. So I'm 31 years old. So I basically had to shave off my beard. So I could definitely can start over. So I could definitely can get more like whatever because I heard that your beard is basically your retina. And then so it says in the Bible that you should not shave off your beard, but I don't know what scripture it says, but I would definitely will look it up basically. And then so yeah, like everything is consciousness on how the way you view about life or whatever. So I've been having these books here that my friend of mine been really giving them, then I've been reading them, doing like writing and stuff. And so yeah, man. So when you definitely do same stuff you start to be getting different results all the time. The more you definitely don't care anymore. That's how I see it about reality.
Yeah, I feel you. And there's a lot of interesting studies in regards to like hair and how it can act like an antenna and that kind of stuff, whether it be facial hair or just the hair on our scalp. And it's funny because like people, you see these memes on social media sometimes, like like, the hair is like an extension of us, and like the longer the hair, the higher the frequency, and yada yada yada. And it's like you look at other cultures around the world, like like bald Buddhist monks or all these things, and or Native Americans. That well, never mind, not them. Maybe I forget they got the ponytail. Might have shaved back in a bit. Same with some of the Asian cultures, but you know what I'm saying and going with that, right? So it's just like to each their own. Like I've seen people at a very high frequency, whatever kind of makeup, it doesn't even matter. Facial hair, bald, hairy, whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? It just matters. Like at the end of the day, at the end of your life, are you going to be able to pass through the halls of Amente and have your heart be as light as a fucking feather and say what up to Anubis? Be like, yeah, I fucking knew this. I passed the fucking test. I'm not the best, but my soul will not rest because that shit's fucking eternal, right?
Facts. And it seemed like that you never missed. Yeah, it seemed like you never miss basically the more you definitely want to be internal and stuff. So I do believe in them type of stuff as well. So I like reading them as well when I basically just really want to study and get more information of what the real really is. Yep. So that's how I see about it. So I love studying and I love to do a lot of homework about whatever.
Cool.
So
Yeah. What
I'm
have you
still
been
learning.
studying recently, or from who? Sorry to cut you off, but
I mean, I do really so I really do want to study of what you was definitely talking about, whatever. So I forgot what the word really was. So whether you hear, I mean, not like here, whether you see some words that is very hard to pronounce, it can be like any other certain way that maybe like you want to put vitamins like through your head, whatever the case may be. So I have a friend that I used to know. So he's very conscious as well. So I haven't heard from him in a while. So I asked him, "Do you take vitamins?" He was like, "Nope, your consciousness is a vitamin." So he's definitely walks in motion as well. So that's why I really do support conscious people that are definitely looking for to have a change and stuff like that, you know. That's how I really see. So I love to change. And then I've been looking at like the more you really want to be new, the old you really don't care about you anyway. So your past don't need you and stuff. So God really does need you, like, to examine you, basically. So have to work on you, focus on you, just channeling those thoughts, like don't become those old thoughts and stuff like that. Whether you have a new thinking or a new pattern, just make that schedule. Like you have to be addicted, like to do something good and better. That's already am addicted to. It's like, just getting there in life, So whether you want to be in the house for about a while and then recovering and stuff, then you start to have a reset and stuff like that. And then you definitely just really working on your body, whether it definitely want to lose weight and stuff. But my metabolism is so high, basically. Maybe you definitely don't eat much, but you do, but not like that, basically, because your body is definitely want to take a break, like heals itself and stuff like that, like new look, new thinking, just really like getting rid of those old things, like those demons, like get them off of you and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, I feel you. And like sometimes, you have such good quality of thought, that soul food that, you don't need to digest a whole lot of solid food throughout the day. And yeah, that's a lot. This whole week I've been kind of living this way of just having like 1, 2 meals maximum on a daily basis. But
Yeah,
yeah, with the
fasting.
metabolism, which has the rhythm, I still pass, multiple stools per day, you know? I'm hearing like my friends, they were like constipated. It's like, why? Like, what's stressing you out that, is like got that blockage going on? You know what I mean? Like, where's the fiber in your diet or whatever the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, it's not about that, but, it's just like the whole makeup of ourselves, the mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, and temporal, it's like, it's got to be properly balanced and just maintained and all that shit. And it's not easy. And it's like, it's way easier to talk about it and talk about the problems of it as opposed to like the solutions and maintaining that, especially at my age of 42 years old. But yeah, I ride my bike
Oh, you
every
don't
day.
look
That's
like
one
it.
little secret for you.
Yeah, you basically don't look like it, man. So it seemed like you're definitely very eternal about it, basically. So I'm 31, and then most people be like about, man, you look like you're 16. It's because you
Yeah.
basically don't even have no stress, no depression, no broken hearts, and no insecurity or stress or depressed. Like maybe you had in your younger years, but the more you get older, you seem like you don't even go do some stuff anymore. It's because, yeah, man. So you're definitely living pretty better and better and better. So, yeah, so being spiritual is not that very, very easy and stuff like living a whatever. Like, it definitely takes a lot of work to get where you at. Like, so it definitely takes a lot of it to be where you at. So, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, so everyone's under stress and duress to whatever degree, and it's all about that alchemy and how we're able to transmute those negative energies to be more just like formidable and be more balanced within ourselves. And yeah, we always have to take it back to ourselves because that's all we have. That's all we can really fully control in this life. You know what I mean? So how are we
Exactly.
making the most of it, right?
You're definitely making the most of it. The more you definitely go through it, just really don't even have no times off. Just really putting your feet on the gas and stuff like that. And then You could definitely can ride till the wheels fall off, and then when the old wheels fall off, you're gonna have some new ones day by day. So it seemed like you never ever miss reality. It seemed like you basically love to be in reality, the real world, because it keeps you out of trouble, then definitely save you from all the drama, the chaos that's really going on. And then most people look at you, you're boring because you're always by yourself. It's because God is communicating with you. The universe is communicating with you when you are definitely by yourself. And then you are definitely talking to yourself, and you are definitely talking to the universe and stuff like that around you when you be outdoors. Then you just really chilling and stuff.
But
And
not
then
if
so
they're
that's
watching
what
Netflix by themselves and jerking off to porn or whatever the fuck, you know. There's a difference between being
exactly.
the hermit in the hermit card or, just fucking off and doing whatever because you're just, by yourself and you got nothing better to do and you're on the hamster wheel of the matrix of life type of shit. Just wanted to make that distinction. But I know you meant, the opposite of that. I just wanted to say there's a stark difference, but they do exist. So for
Exactly.
lonely folks, but yeah.
So yeah, and I definitely like to do hard mode most of the time. And then every morning when I wake up, I just definitely take a cold shower. And then I definitely turn it to hot for about 1 minute. Then I definitely turn it all the way to cold. And then it's definitely good for your nervous system anyway to break all of those old systems and stuff, and whether like an ice bath, like whether due the heat or the cold, then you start to know that you do have a good blood, like good cycles and stuff, like not in the bad way about cycles, but there are some good cycles too, even though I haven't been watching videos about it, but there are some stuff that you really want to congregate, like with conscious people and stuff like that, so we can better the conscious community and stuff, just really channel those thoughts, channel those belief. And but me, I like being outdoors because I am at one with the living, so everything's definitely being poisoned outside, basically. Like I've been thinking that you really want to make your own air, whether you have your own crib and stuff, like you can make everything smell fresh. That can be good for your oxygen and stuff, like your chi and your prana and stuff like that. And then I do believe in brahmacharya, but I don't even like get too deep with it. So I'm a big fan of celibacy because like celibacy had really helps me along the way, just like to channel those hard ways and stuff. Like I do like to go to hard mode, but it seems like, man, you just don't know how to do things that can keep you trapped, that can keep you stuck. And then so you just like to just like have a willing to break free from that doesn't care about you anyway. But God really says that you gotta flee from them type of things, like those abomination and stuff. Like I don't believe in them type of things, but that they're trying to make it a go back that it's not even exist about you. So I like to stay in the moment. So that there it had really make me change a lot. Just like, like I do like smoking, like marijuana. So I just smoked one like about an hour ago, by the way. And then so I think next time with me and you, we would definitely will be making a live video, and I think I'm gonna be sober around that time. So I really do have to let go, but not being straight edge. I support people who are straight edge, but I like to be sober and stuff because I like the good feeling when you be sober. And then so kind of seem like, man, life is boring, life is sucks. But the more you wake up and get older, be like about, man, things are not even the same. Like, whether you want to get high naturally, just really close your mouth and then just breathe through your nostrils. And I heard that it really does give you a very, very, very wide jawline and stuff. Whether you breathe deeply and stuff, like don't ever open your mouth when you sleep. You have to close your mouth when you sleep. And then I heard that it really does gives you a very, very better I don't know what it's called, but I definitely can break something down about it. Like you would definitely make your lungs free. And then so whether you want to put like making some remedy teas that can help through your mind and stuff like that. Whether most people are vegan or definitely conscious and stuff. So then I do believe in stuff like that because I like watching videos and write things down. But I try to find some books about it, but it's very, very hard to find. Maybe you could buy them online and stuff.
I don't think it's too hard to find. Shit, I got one, got a little herbal encyclopedia my ex gifted me, which is cool. But yeah, the respiratory herbs, rosemary, thyme, little sage or mullein and that kind of stuff. Even some lavender. Those infusions are awesome, man. And yeah, and a lot of what you're talking about, it reminds me of just like doing a lot of like inner feng shui, just and it could be even be, the manscaping a little bit here and there. It's just like feng shui. We're moving in our house. We're gonna be moving these objects that have been stagnant for a while, kind of like within ourselves. We might have had like stagnant thoughts or emotions as well, and so we gotta get those in motion to move them around so they're not having us lug around or what, you know what I mean? So yeah, I see that as like that proper consciousness in motion as well, sticking to the theme, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's cool.
I like that. That really make me got that butterflies within basically how you said it because like that's how I really like conscious and stuff like that. And there are some other consciousness that can be good as well. And then I do believe in as above, so below in a very conscious way and stuff like that. That can really can make some sentence about what you can calculate through. And then I'm not that well with mathematics, but I definitely know some parts of mathematics and stuff like that. And then yeah, man. So the more it definitely would hit you, then you'd be like about wow, like I know some parts, but not everything. But I'm not trying to know everything, but I know some things and stuff like that. And yeah, so it would definitely will be a go-to. I couldn't hear you.
Oh yes, sorry, I had my mic muted.
Right.
I was saying, I was curious as to what your diet is. What keeps you fit. In line to what works for you, your blood type, and all that jazz. Especially, I'm always curious because it ain't always easy in America. You know, and it ain't cheap to go the healthy route either, and all that shit. So yeah, got
Yes,
some
in
local farmers
America,
markets out there.
sir.
You got any local farmers markets out there?
Oh yeah, we do. We got like Trader Joe's, Trader Joe's,
No,
Sprouts.
like local
We definitely.
farmers that do farmers
Oh
market.
no. I think some is basically, and then I don't even know where, but it'd be pretty far out from where I live. So that would be nice. Then I would definitely will go to that one. Maybe I can work there. Never know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. My sister worked at a farmer's market for a little bit, stemming from the farm, in between Santa Cruz and San Francisco, actually. But yeah, that's it's like getting back to the source, back to the roots, right? Of just the agriculture and supporting them local cats that they're the backbone of food supply, basically. And to get it more directly from them means they're getting more money in their pocket because they're not paying the middleman to sell their shit, in stores and that kind of stuff as well. And yeah, it's a different thing out here in France. We got these things that are like all over the place, and so yeah, I've just been really having a bon appetit with that stuff over here. And yeah, the stuff in California, they got them, but it's just yeah, I noticed like the prices are pretty fucking steep, yo. So yeah,
Crazy.
yeah,
It's when there are definitely some real nutrients. Why is it so high? Basically, whatever is good for you or very clean, healthy water, like why is it so high? Like you could definitely can make your own, basically. But my diet is very good so far and so forth, just changing the way I eat there and there. And then I could definitely can eat fruits, veggies. Sometimes I do eat chicken or ground beef and stuff like lambs, goat, and having some good old rice at the side, then just really putting more proteins and iron. You can eat beans, green beans and stuff. Yeah, man. So fast food is the only thing that can give you parasites and stuff. So that's why how to stay away from fast food because you feel very dead, basically. It's not even no real ones. Like the farmers and stuff like that really do got like some very good healthy food. So I rather prefer to that. So whether you really want to save yourself mentally,
yeah, but no disrespect on the correction, but you can get parasites from a lot of stuff outside of fast food as well. It's just a fact. But
yeah,
aside from that, where do you want to take this? Where so all right, yeah. I mentioned the hamster wheel, like the rat race and all that stuff, it's like this artificial speed of how we got to be living and that kind of stuff. And I noticed, there's a stark difference between the way people just enjoy life in Europe as opposed to in America. And it might just be a simple difference of the capitalist system, whether it be crony capitalism, whatever the fuck, or socialism, aka light communism, or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? And it's like France isn't even all that socialist; they're kind of like social capitalists, anyways. And so how do we extract ourselves and find the right pace and rhythm of life that we're not conditioned to have because we're on this artificial speed in a sense due to the matrix and all that shit, you know what I mean? For a layman's term.
yeah, yeah. It seems like time is running out. So yeah, man. So we can definitely can repent from that stuff, and then hopefully that we can definitely can figure things out, basically. So the more you really want to change yourself, that's how I really see it about consciously. Yeah.
Yeah, see things of yeah, taking those big looks in the mirror and society and deep within one's soul because that's what we're supposed to control, not let other things outside of it control us and it, right? So yes, just it's weird, man. Like I've been out for so long, it seems not like I'm outside or I escaped the matrix, whatever the fuck, but just seeing the whole rat race type of thing, and just like being in that time constraint and all that stuff. It's yeah, it puts one kind of on the defense mode and kind of having that the immune system kind of get dysregulated to a good degree and that kind of stuff. And it's always this race against time, even though people got their free time, although their energy is drained. And so they kind of have this muscle memory or reflex to just kind of go to the couch and sit down and have the TV on and do things that aren't all that constructive to their lives in a sense. After they do whatever's needed, the chores, task at hand, food, dishes, you know what I mean? So, yeah, quite a conundrum, right?
Mhm. Like
That's life.
everything is energy and everything is frequency as well. Whatever you touch, it will definitely will turn that too. So that's what I really have known about basically. So that's why I really don't sleep with a TV on and stuff like that, or basically don't even bring my phone next to me when I go to bed. So I just turn my phone off, and then so I really don't want to be distracted and stuff. So I just put it further. So I've been really watching videos about don't ever sleep with your phone next to you, than your pillow and stuff like that. Like, don't even watch TV. Like, I mean, don't even go to bed with the TV on and stuff. So with a fan on or with your window open is definitely good, basically, because like you're bringing like new breeze and stuff. Then I've been hearing about sleeping with your window at night can bring demons through. So I don't even believe that stuff. So my brother, he sleeps with his window open. Then I was like, wow. So how he feel so much connected with some things, definitely. So I definitely do connect with the divine source as well. Then so the more you definitely change your energy and stuff like that, you start to feel more like better about yourself. Like you don't want to drain with no pornography or women, whatever. So you really want to just save that basically, not save it for someone. Like you really want to save it like it definitely needs you basically, like to be more productive with yourself. It would definitely would change your segment about life. Then you start to like feel more calmer and calmer and calmer, and not even feel more damn about whatever. Couldn't hear you again. Still couldn't hear you. You're talking.
Fuck, sorry. Um,
Okay.
no, keep going. I didn't really have any questions for you, man. I thought you were gonna keep going.
Oh, you're good. So that's how I already know that basically, like when you definitely just stop caring, basically, like God really wants you to focus of what He have in store for you. Then I was thinking about the other night. I'm definitely grateful for what God had created all along through. So whether you gotta have Him on your mind and stuff like that, whether you know that you really have to fear God, basically, just to know that keeping His laws and stuff like that, just gotta overcome some things that you won't ever will look back to.
I'm sorry. What are
So
you talking about? We have to fear God.
fear God, yeah. So not like in a bad way, whatever, stuff
Oh
like that.
hell no, man, dude. This
So
is
I
some
do
fucking
believe in
biblical
stuff like
bullshit,
that,
dude.
sir.
The real creative force is nothing to be feared at all. Something to align with. That's like the biblical
Definitely.
inversion of that. So I don't know where you're going with that, man. You mentioned the Bible before,
Oh,
like that's some inverted fucking bullshit, man. I don't fucking jive with that shit. Sorry.
oh yeah.
The Abrahamic religions were created by dark occultists. I don't fucking learn my shit from them, and
Yeah,
neither should
basically
you.
don't believe in religion
And
either.
other people, like everyone, shouldn't. They got. I don't know if you saw my last live stream, but I called out Christianity. They got so much blood on their
Hmm.
fucking hands. It's fucking insane. You know.
Yeah, I don't believe in religion either.
And what version of the Bible are we even talking about, anyways? The fucking umpteenth
Yeah.
version, King James, King Lames, whatever the fuck. Sorry, but yeah.
Seem like you know some stuff too, like I do, but not fully, fully. But some of them.
Yeah. Anyways, where do you want to take this conversation, man? Where are we moving with the motion of consciousness?
Yeah, we can move in motion. My bad about that. So I try to stay
All
focused right
good.
now. So even though I'm pretty getting there.
I don't tolerate that shit on my channel. That's all. In
Right.
life, in general, just that's all.
Yeah, I'm just
There's no,
saying. So I
there's
hear
nothing
you.
to fear about God, you know. And I'm not triggered out on that, but it's fucking bullshit. No one should fear fucking
Right.
God. That's the inverted, twisted fucking scripture bullshit.
hmm So
So yeah,
yeah, so that's how I really can see about life for sure, for sure. So it's definitely turns out to be beautiful that way.
in what way? Seeing life is beautiful. Or
Yep.
cool. Yeah. Well, we got
Oh,
8 minutes before the hour, so
yeah, we could definitely, yeah, I can go for there for
let's
sure, for sure.
let's at least fill in an hour, man.
Oh, we still got like about an hour. Oh,
No, I said
nice.
we got 8 minutes to the hour.
8 minutes to the hour.
Yeah.
Yep. So you got any questions or whatever?
Um, I felt like I asked some questions that weren't properly answered before. Yeah, what keeps you having that proper spiritual hygiene, if you will? Talking. I got a cat coming at the door. Sorry. You good?
Yes, sir.
So I'm asking you a question. Like, what's your spiritual hygiene? How does that routine work for you? You mentioned a couple things, breath work, and all that stuff, which is dope, and all that. That seems
And staying
cool.
hydrated too. Be spiritually hydrated and then be spiritually hygiene as well. Whether you look well, you smell well, you doing well, you really want to just achieve things very well, whether your body, whether like, hello, that's your kitty. Man, I always really want to see him. So I do love cats basically. So cats can sense that about you too, and then dogs can too as well. So that's why dogs like the you even more and more and more and more because dogs can really sense that you are definitely a very loving, well and caring basically. So I used to have a dog, so I treat them like they're really really matter. So I would love to have another dog whenever the time is right, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, that's cool. Oh shit, I got a no, nothing. Sorry. Yeah, companions are great. They got a good vibration. They got to be trained right. Obviously, some go way too feral and all that stuff. But yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, dogs are very, very, very lovely, especially some of the animals too, basically, that I've been really looking at as well. So they be very, very far on how, yeah. So I do believe in telepathy too. And then so whether you hear some type of way and stuff like that about these frequencies and stuff, like I'm not gonna lie, I have a bird nest inside of my mailbox and stuff that I've been really hearing them every time when I be at my front porch and stuff. Then so they live in it too. So and then maybe one of those Tweety birds being there too. So that's a sign that you are definitely a high vibration and or whatever you want to call it. So they can really sense that you're definitely a new beat in your own life, whatever you're not trying to be like it just come to you.
yeah, that's such a lovely feeling. Just being, and it might just be at your house and that kind of stuff with those types of animals. I was thinking of a funny, cute little way to say that. Didn't work out. But it's just getting those songs of nature in your presence, in your immediate environment. And just, yeah,
Hmm.
it just feels more
So,
wholesome. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's cool.
and blossom as well.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, I love stuff like this basically because it definitely keeps you into your own. What is? I mean, yeah, you keep your core about it. So that's what I really like about. And yeah, so this is just the beginning of where you're heading. Constance, I
Ha!
love to live that life.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. Sorry, I'm kind of like we could have done this earlier, but for the sake of
Nah, you're good.
prime time over there on the American side of things, I mean it's only 3 in the morning for me, so I'm a little slow, but
Yeah, it's about to be 8, about in 3 minutes.
cool. Yeah. So,
Yep.
what's the level of divisiveness over there? I know you're not really into politics or whatever. I'm sure, but I bet a lot of people around you are. What's it
Oh
like talking to
yeah.
them?
Hmm?
What's it like, navigating that reality of where you are with the divisiveness of the politics?
Oh man, it's definitely going pretty nuts right now, basically. And then so it's definitely just start to becoming very, very bad, basically. And then it start to get like worse and shit. And man, man, our government is not even doing the job very well here and stuff like that. And yeah,
Evidently,
man. So,
they never really have.
so
Well, no, I'm saying like
and
you
then,
specifically, like interactions, like that kind of stuff, or just your personal observations with people in your area. Because I've traveled around New
yeah.
Mexico, Arizona, Oregon, California in recent times, and I see certain patterns and differences of where people's political stances are. People can easily wear that shit on a sleeve or whatever the fuck, but a lot of people can keep it more low key and whatever. But yeah, I don't know how the tension is in regards to like the divisiveness of the politics over there. So I'm curious as to what you've seen, experienced, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I basically don't follow that, by the way. So you really don't want to be like believe to that stuff anyway. So even though that stuff there is a lie, when you definitely look at it, basically that try to keep you deceived.
Again, the question is: have you not talking to anyone over the past year or
Oh yeah,
two
I
or
do.
three in regards
I
to
do.
politics?
I do.
I'm just curious, like, how's your finger, like,
It's definitely going pretty well
how they doing over
so
there?
far.
It's not about
It's
you and
definitely
what
going
you know.
on.
It's like more about what you've experienced with these other people that are ensconced in the bullshit.
It's definitely not good. So I like to just interact with some people who are just like you and me most of the time. And then, yeah, man. So they basically don't interact with no BS either. So they be around it, but don't even become those behaviors and stuff like that. So I basically just don't even participate in none of it,
Yeah, so
if that's the
I
answer.
mean, my question is just out of curiosity, of course, because I've had chats with people, and like politics seems to be something that you know, depending on whatever side they're on, people are avoiding those conversations, at least in like circles of people that I know, at least in the states, and I think both sides are ashamed. There's one side that's more pissed off than the other, and all that shit. But whatever.
Yeah.
I just
So
try
I
to tell
do
them like, hey,
believe,
like both sides suck. Get over it. What the fuck?
yeah, that's double conscious right there. Like double lives as well, like how I see, if that makes sense.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't follow you properly. I guess. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. So I'm not trying to confuse people. So I just say some things, what's been really going on in my mind and stuff like that. So yeah, so most people don't get of where I'm coming from. So I'm trying to make it sense right now, basically. So yeah, so I just like to just like think how I want to think here, how I want to hear, listen to what I want to listen to. Then I basically being like about being judged, being yelled at and stuff because it seemed like you're a very, very soothing, solid person that you basically want to make out of. Then so that's what really offends people because so that's why I don't be offended to you or whatever the case may be. So I'm just a very, very chill person that just want to listen what he really want to listen that can feed your spirit and stuff. So I like to do more, even though it's kind of tough. That the more you definitely handle it, it definitely will be easy. The more you go by time and stuff.
Right on,
So
man.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
not a bad approach, man. I kind of like to trigger some people out sometimes, catch them with that off shit that they didn't really think about or consider. Like, oh shit, it makes them realize maybe they were thinking about something that was contradictory to what's really happening or whatever. But anyways,
oh, yeah. So it's good over here so far and so forth. And the air quality is pretty good. So it was cloudy and then now it's definitely blew out. And that is how you have a good energy in your hands, basically. But I do love the cloudy because you are definitely recharged and stuff. And then I do believe like there's other living at the other side as well. The more you have emotion about life. So yeah. What's the smoking on?
the same old Euro spliffs as I always do. Around
Okay, so
80% tobacco, 20% weed.
so it does make your mind clear. I mean, not like getting your mind clear, but
It
sobriety
depends
makes
on
your
the
mind
person.
clear.
What I found out, I don't smoke the same way, or it doesn't affect me the same way as other people, apparently. But to each their own, So yeah,
Yeah, I basically don't even smoke when I make a live stream because I'm trying to stay focused and stuff like that. But even though your mind be all over the place when you're talking about things, subjects.
hello.
Crazy.
All right, we got you back.
Yeah, so it's like when you be sober up, basically you only focusing on one subject. And when you definitely smoke marijuana, then your subjects would be all over the place. Some of it would not make sense, then some of it would be make sense. Then some of it can be very too much, then some of it can be very make sense and stuff like whatever it can be deeper. So that's why I see about you definitely walking in emotion and consciousness. And yeah, so I do believe in conscious efforts as well, too. And it's been pretty peaceful. The more you can just really, yeah. I got a lot like that. That's very, very calming instantly.
Right on, right on. Well, Roderick, I'm gonna end it and let you have the floor. Let people know where they can find you, your channels, and all that stuff. And yeah, it's been a cool chat.
They can find me on Instagram. So my Instagram name is Light Speed Pace. They can look me up if they want. So I deleted all of my photos because I really want to move on from that stuff, but I really want to remake and recreate new channels and stuff. Whether I really want to talk about, do some books that I read, whether I want to talk about the stuff I've been watching on YouTube, and then whether you really want to learn like building, like to build any other things. Maybe you really want to learn about doing nutrition, like heal your chest and heal your mind and stuff, and whether like heal like animals and stuff like that. That's what I really want to do in the future. So yeah, so that's the only thing that I've been really thinking of. So I don't know where to start. The more you have to pray about it, yeah, he will give you the signs of what
Ah, shit. Come on back to me. ah, shit. Sorry, y'all. Gonna wait for him for one last second to get his final words in. Come on, come on. Well, yeah. Hope you guys had a good listen on that. Yeah, just exploring how people navigate this reality. We ain't got it all figured out, but yeah, it was cool to finally have a chat with him that lasted longer than 5 minutes that we had in the past, just privately and all that stuff. So yeah. Well, looks like might have to end it. So yeah, just not to take up any more time. Take care out there, and